Hey everybody, welcome to this installment. This installment of Lazz Logs. You already know who this is. It's Lazz. Um, you know, this one's really just going to focus on kind of the site updates and things. I wanted to try to do a Lazz Log a few days ago on the 13th, but obviously that didn't happen because the site was still going through everything and whatnot. But obviously, site's up, things are going the way how it should now. I posted my backlog of content that I was just kind of keeping up with links and things in Telegram and Discord, and Blue Sky too. I was able to get a Blue Sky, but now Blue Sky is open to everybody. So what for whatever that's worth. Just got to see however that goes. Haven't really gotten any traction that I've noticed, but I mean Blue Sky's really like back burner stuff for me. So kind of an FYI if you're just kind of following me and things like that. If you're on Blue Sky, I do update it. I just don't really check it. When I update things, I'll check it, but I don't. I don't know if I can get into like that Twitter-esque feed kind of thing. I never had a Twitter or any kind of social media, so that's why it's I really like Telegram and Discord. It's perfect. You get good interaction from people, and you can just post things. Post things, no limits, no nothing. Just go from there. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. I'm a wham bam, thank you, ma'am kind of dragon. So yeah, let me talk about site updates and whatnot. Overall, the server's fantastic. The hardware specs. Are great. I think this is exactly what Lazz.network has needed since the beginning. And, I can see us operating on this kind of scale for quite some time. I mean, if the user base kind of grows here or something, then yeah, I can see maybe getting something more or something more commercial or whatever, but I don't really see that happening. I don't see me being that interesting of a dragon anyway to follow. But whatever. I'm here to just try to put a smile on some people's faces, and if I can do that or pass some of people's times, then cool. Speaking of passing people's times, there's no media elements in this edition of Lazz Logs, so if you're just listening on the site, you're perfectly fine. If you're on YouTube, it's just going to be my pretty face the entire video. So you could just kind of set it off to the side, and you don't have to attentively watch the screen if you don't want to. Your choice, your life, though. Yeah. So, anyways, so not that things took as long as I thought they were going to be. Because, I mean, to be honest, it could have been longer for the site. I kind of thought it was going to be longer than it took to get the site back up. But as you probably seen from the Admin Dragon post, it was kind of go, go, go. Pretty much migrated all the data off the old server onto the new server. And then, kind of started with, okay, well, let's start moving or start importing in the site contents and things. And it was kind of importing in the forums is when I kind of started seeing the phrasing errors popping up again. The same kind of phrasing errors that we dealt with on the old server. So, probably poor database management on my part. It happens. I mean, I feel, personally, I feel that, with the first server, and I wouldn't say the first site because this is still technically the same site. Nothing's really changed except for whatever I had to make changes to make things work and function and whatever have you may. So, I honestly really want to say this is kind of like a version 1.5, 2 or 2.5 if you want to count it being, I'm not counting version updates for my website or anything like that. I don't, this if I was doing PC support and quality and everything, yeah, then I have version numbers and stuff, but no, nothing like that. But I feel like what I have, what you can browse, what you can do if you have an account, or even if not, because you can still post things as a guest or give shouts as a guest or whatever. So however and whatever. I feel like this is how it should have been. So the thing with the phrasing errors really was everything on the front end of the site worked. No problems, no issues. You could browse things, you could view things, you could vote on things and whatnot. And it really came to the back end of the site where if you were to submit something, it may not give you an option to pick a category. It may not let you pick certain things or whatever unless you went into the administrative mode or directly into the database and modify the values to make it look like, well, to make the posts, not preferably, mostly the blog posts from before, the way how they were before. It just wasn't a seamless go through, and it all had to do with the phrasing errors. So I know when I was dealing with that initially, that's when I said, you know what, this is going to suck. This is really going to suck a fat dick. But I'm going to have to manually post everything. And that's what's going to guarantee nothing weird from the previous site getting on to this one. So that's what made it crunch time. And that's what really made this suck for me was everything got manually posted. So, as you see, if you checked out the that site updates post from Admin Dragon, that's the reason why all the dates are like for this week. The second week or the third week, second week? No, third week of, no, it is the second week of February. I don't have a calendar open or looking at one, so I don't know. Take my word for it, however you want. The week of Valentine's. There's a reference point for it if you really need a reference point, everybody. So, started on the weekend, and with everything migrated over, because I also use it for work sometimes, I really had to try to do everything in my power to get the server back online, which meant that the old one had to be offline. And if I was going to manually post everything, I needed the old server online to do everything. So that's why it was a big crunch time for that. So that was my big pain and suffering that I really went through during this migration period. And it's definitely something that I'm going to take to heart for next time if I ever do any major site updates, or if I just, hey, I want to not necessarily start over, but maybe import or whatever. Maybe now for how I did it this time, maybe I might be able to import into something new, and maybe that'll work just fine with no issues. Maybe, but I don't really want to hold my breath on that neither. So, depending with that, I may not do that again unless I'm really that passionate about still keeping my content and whatnot. Because there's nothing wrong with a hard reset or a refresh. Absolutely nothing wrong with that, at least in my book. So, so that's kind of uploaded contents. Obviously, the info at Lazz.network. We don't have our mail server anymore, so I mean, you can email there all you want. It's just going to get kicked right back to you. So we had to take that down, and kind of like what that post stated and demonstrated. Like, look, it was a finicky program from the get go. We were fortunate we got it working the first time. Anything new or whatever, or if you have an account, or if you're thinking about getting an account, as of this post of Lazz Logs, which I'm pretty sure we're just going to keep this because, it's reliable and all that other stuff. But, Lazz.network at outlook.com. If you need to send us a message or have some improvement ideas or something, you can reach out to us using that, and obviously we will get back to you and whatnot. Of course, the other thing that I'm pretty sure you noticed right off the bat as well is the security certificate. We do have one, but it's not for Lazz.network. It is just for the hardware of the server. The hardware of the server came with security certificate, which is mostly for the DDNS things, because you can do a lot of DDNS. Remember, guys, I'm doing all this from home. I'm not getting a giant blade server to run this thing. So very, very simple. It's so obviously for DDNS that's more of a home thing, personal thing that people do and whatnot. So, it has a lot of those kind of abilities, and if you wanted, like, security while you did those things, or if it's a website or your own web server or Counter-Strike or whatever you want to do, it came with it, and, we tried to get our own, but it's just not working. And I think it's just because this is more for the DDNS kind of thing. And the Let's Encrypt function of the server is really if like me, you own a domain, you own a registered domain and you have it and you could do whatever, and it just I just can't make it stick. So yeah, this is way better than nothing. That's the whole thing. So, just as the post said, I'm going to say the same thing too. Look, there's nothing to worry about. It's secure. There's nothing weird going on. I'm still checking logs and things every day, every other day, once a week kind of thing. And I can tell you, nothing has been happening since I put the new server online. There was more action and activity going on with the old server without a certificate, which kind of makes sense because people, what's going on here? Where can I try to put something here or bury something there? And look, I would be able to see that and correct that on my end. But it's better than nothing. Just I know if you get the warning, hey, if you want to accept the risk, trust me, the risk is all right. Nothing weird's going to happen. Okay, so yeah. So site functions, just can't get the BB code images to load. I know that's something that everybody sees, whether if you have an account or not. So things like emoticons or smileys, however you want to call them. If you want to make something bold or whatever, those are BB codes. So, all those images to help you, it just doesn't say like missing image. It's just like what the hell does it say? Submit query. It just says submit query, but you can hover over it and then it'll tell you like what it does, which I know that's not as useful as seeing an image there. And you know, kind of like what was explained. Look, the images aren't going to show because a folder that is currently hidden has to be unhidden, which I don't mind if the folder's unhidden, but if the folder's unhidden, then you can't even log on to the site. I have no idea why it does that, but there's certain settings and functions that I have to have for things to work properly, and unfortunately, that's the thing. So, the drawback to have that for that, that's just how that's going to be. I thought I could also fix that too, because I thought initially, oh, well, this is because of all the phrasing errors that was going on, and I was sadly mistaken, unfortunately. So that's just how that's going to go. Don't have the contact page anymore. Was getting spam and things. I mean, not all the time or anything, but just people selling things. Hey man, you need like an AI advertising thing. Why? Hey, you need an AI generated call service. Why? Hey man, you could pay for whatever and I'll blast your site to, a million emails and things. It's like, okay, cool. But once again, why? I mean, well, once again, I might, I'm underselling myself here because that's the kind of guy that I am. But I don't think that there's anything too interesting about what I do. So, and more than likely, you probably just want to take my credit card information and charge my money or take my identity and go buy a house or something. And look, no, this dragon doesn't appreciate that. So, yeah. Yeah, and that's kind of everything. I know I talked about the front end and the back end of the site and things like that. I know that wasn't really touched in the site functions of the post itself from Admin Dragon, which kind of makes sense. I mean, there's only one other user as of right now. So yeah, and this guy doesn't really post anything here, so he's just kind of here for support and just kind of following the contents and things that I do. So yeah, so that's how that is. So yeah, I mean that kind of covers all the site updates and things. So I guess the only other thing I really want to talk about, well, I guess just kind of touch base here for what's happened. So over the weekend, what am I saying here? It's the weekend now. At least for when I'm recording this. Over this week, I had all my doctor's appointments and everything. And, nothing bad. I'm just kind of touching base with health because I know I posted about me getting admitted to the hospital and everything last August. And, just been following with doctors, making sure that, what's going on with the AFib thing and everything and whatnot. And then it kind of turned into a thyroid thing. And, at least with my cardiologist said, hey, look, I think everything's fine. We're going to start taking you off the medication that would, not prevent me from getting back into AFib, but help minimize that issue if it were to occur. It just doesn't seem like it's going to happen for a few years. And, I say a few years, but really like a few decades. Because the unfortunate truth is, if you have AFib, that electrical path that was created that got you AFib, it's there. And your body knows that it's there, and it can take that path again to make you go into AFib. So that's kind of the thing for that. I may not have it for the rest of my life. That's also a thing too. That may not happen for the rest of my life. Cool, great. No problems, no issues there. But there's still a possible chance just because now since there's an electrical path that has been created, it can take that path again. If it does or whatever. So, whatever, not ominous things to concern folks or whatever. That's not the idea for this. Now, granted, with my primary care, she's happy with my heart. She's not feeling it for my thyroid. Um, I haven't seen any of the results or anything. I was doing like a very, very, very small dosage of medicine to kind of raise my levels. I can't remember if it was too low, too high. Because I can tell you, like, even if you Google this stuff, everybody's different, males, females, and even it says, hey, if you're like between an 8 to 12 on a scale for being a male, and let's say you're too high, and well, hey, that's okay. Then you might be a 14 to 20. So it's one of those things, at least for me. And I'm not really the kind of guy to self-diagnose myself. That's why we have doctors. That's why we have doctors. Let them. They make the big bucks to do that. You self-diagnose, you're just giving yourself anxiety. You're just giving yourself another health issue. So that's that. That's how I feel about it. There's nothing wrong with it if you have concerns about things, so you can't bring it up with your doctor. But let your doctor make these decisions. It's still your body. You can do whatever in the world that you want, but if you're going to seek medical or professional medical advice, don't just go there and say, hey, screw you, this is what I think. I thought you were going to side with me. Those kind of people they drive me insane. Because why are you wasting your money? Go out and then go buy your supplements and shit and do whatever treatment you think you need then. Whatever. I mean, you know best. It's your body, right? I mean, I'm not here to step on those kinds of toes here. So, anyways, the thyroid levels, they're just, I don't know where in the world they're at. Got blood testing. Got a phone call yesterday. It was pretty much like, hey, look, we got to absolutely get you back on this regimen. So the dosage is a little bit higher, not too high. And I also got to take a vitamin supplement, a prescribed vitamin supplement that goes with this that can help with everything. So I don't know what's going on with my thyroid. I don't feel any different. It's like I said, I'm not on Google searching for everything. Oh, what kind of all the different types of thyroid diseases and hyperthyroidism and everything. It's like, look, not that I don't care, but I don't care. We don't know when the world's going on. The levels are weird. Let's do something to try to fix them. Because the thing too is with an overactive thyroid, that can get you an AFib. So I think, kind of leaving off with that note, because I know before I've always said, don't know what's going on. They're still trying to figure out what's going on. They're just going through a list, seeing whatever it is. I'm pretty sure at this point, I think that something overstimulated or understimulated my thyroid that day that made me go into AFib, collapse, and now here we are today. So, don't know, but that's just how that's going right now. It's like I said, just kind of a follow-up update for that. Nothing bad is coming of this. Nothing yet, not that I know of. And whatnot, I still feel fine. I'm still happy. Well, happy enough. I hate taking that medicine so much, but I mean, look, it is what it is, and I'm kind of not surprised that this is kind of coming back again. At least for the few people that I've talked to, online and in person and whatnot, for friends and family that are affected by a thyroid issue of some sort. Once when you kind of get on some sort of a therapy treatment or drug regimen, you kind of do that for the rest of your life. So not too shocked to hear, oh man, we got to get you back on and we got to hurry up and do it again because things are looking weird. And it's like I said, like, look, I haven't gotten any of the results yet. It was just a phone call from yesterday. Hey, got your prescriptions in, go pick them up. Went and picked them up. So, that's what I'm going to be starting tomorrow because it's too late in the day to start all that stuff now. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole Lazz Logs right there. So, I don't really have anything else to say. The medical update just kind of came up because I know when I was thinking about doing it on the 13th and stuff, I was more so thinking, well, I guess I can talk about site updates. And here I am. So, at least a little bit of a different breath of fresh air. I know I've been talking about the site for a while and whatnot, so hopefully now that will actually subside for any new Lazz Logs. At the same time, I hope I'm going to do more Lazz Logs, not as an ominous thing of I'm not going to do them anymore. Just, you see how exciting my life is. Not that exciting. So, for me to just kind of get on the mic and talk for 5 minutes or whatever, about my life in general, it's it ain't really that fun. I mean, unless if you like me rambling, then this is a very big enjoyment for you then, because I guess I do that a lot. Anyways, thanks for joining this segment of Lazz Logs. I'll catch you guys around next time. Like I stated, browse the site and whatnot. If you see any issues or have any ideas for improvements or anything, absolutely contact us. If you're going to contact us, no more contacts page, so email us at, lazz.network@outlook.com for any kind of inquiries, or you can create an account and you can PM us, private message us directly, or whatever, however you want to do it. All right, guys. Until next time.